All right. So we start. Welcome into the first episode, the inaugural episode of the Endzone Experts. I'm Greg, or Hype FFL, as I'm known on X, and I got my co-host here, Chris.
What is going
Introduce
on?
yourself.
Yes, sir. What's going on, man? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, man.
No, you're good. You're good. We're starting out a new show here for the Fantasy Sports Advice Network. It's something that is Chris's baby. The title, the idea of the show is his. I'm here to help him turn it into reality, as well as our fearless leader Tyler and Mike Grindberg. Yeah. So introduce yourself, Chris. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, sure, man. Kind of started Endzone Experts earlier this year. Kind of playing around with it and always wanted to make it bigger. And had an opportunity with Fantasy Football Advice Network, and paired me with a great co-host. Listen, Hype has been phenomenal, especially now that kids are in school. He's been really taking the reins. So thank you so much. But no, man, we're just here to help and help the audience with fantasy football advice, questions, lineups, and just have fun and talk a lot of football.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're here to do. He explained it pretty well. Just giving some tips where we can for people, especially new to the fantasy world. Help you learn things about the game, get lineup and waiver help, some trade help here and there, and of course, we'll dive into some deeper analytics on occasion as well. As I said, I'm Greg, Hype FFL. I'm kind of new to this whole landscape. Not new to football so much, but being a part of the content is it's cool. Chris has got a little more chops in it than I do.
Writing, yes.
Yeah.
Podcasting, I have done a few kind of on my own back when I first started out, but it's been fun, and I'm really excited to be a part of the Fantasy Football Advice Network and really watching this thing grow with you, man. So we're about to have a lot of fun.
Yes. I'm super excited, and I'm super excited to like talk to people, help people out, and try to start building a community for us and for the site. It's a great site to be a part of here.
Yes.
So yeah, what's some stuff in your background? What have you done in the scene?
So really, writing was where I really started to kind of cut my teeth on. I did some writing for Player Profiler, still do. Done some writing for Fantasy Football Advice Network. Oh man, I've done some writing for Texans Wire back in the day. I think there's still a site, Gridiron Experts. I believe there is.
I think so, yeah.
That's where I met a lot of good people that are in the industry today. But overall, man, just that's kind of what I cut my teeth on. And then podcasting was something I've always wanted to do. Was just, nervous and kind of afraid to just put yourself out there, and
right.
As a fantasy football content creator / analyst, or however you want to call it, everyone wants to be right and nobody wants to be wrong. But
yeah,
unfortunately, that's the name of the game, bro.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But it's just been fun, and I love creating. I love getting on websites and creating logos, and it kind of stemmed from that, and boom, here we are, man.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I it's awesome that you've done so much writing too, because that's something I'd like to eventually get into, but I'm on the other side of the spectrum. Been doing more of like the video stuff, with my YouTube channel and things like that. But luckily, that's helped get me here and get us here, and we get to start this thing together. So I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, looking forward to getting to know all the people.
That's right.
So, we wanted to kind of just glaze over the show, what it's going to bring to everybody, and what we're trying to help everybody accomplish. So the first thing that I want to start this with, the way I want to kick off our community, our show, is
Yeah.
a couple quick tips on like just the three biggest things that I think are like most important to fantasy and enjoying fantasy. They're probably a little different than people expect. It's not like, draft wide receivers first and da da da. It's just simple things. The first one I'll take, because I did a whole segment on this in another video, and it's info processing. It's how you take all of the info that people are giving you, because there's so much, right?
Tons.
It's out there everywhere. It's everyone's on X, whether it's YouTube, whatever it is. It's coming in at you at all different directions. And what I like to tell people is get like 3, maybe 4 sources, like you would do us, and then people love footballers, things like that. Get a few sources and sort of take that information in that they're giving you and form your opinion based off of that, and use your own thoughts and stuff too. I think a lot of people get caught up in the, like, you have to listen to this person specifically, and if they're right or wrong, like, you live and die by that. And I don't think you should. I think you should get different angles so you get the most information possible without getting too much,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
forming your own opinion on a player. So do you have any thoughts on that one?
yeah. No, I think you're 100% right. I try to do that myself. I look through a bunch of magazines. I'm still
Mhm.
old school. I will buy some
Mhm.
fantasy football magazines.
Yeah.
Um, get on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it these days. Get on the website, Fantasy Football Advice Network.
Yep.
Just kind of dig for your own information, and then a few things that I do typically is a few mock drafts. I'm not too into them, so I don't go crazy. I don't do like 12 or 13 mock drafts. Just a
Same.
few to get under your belt to kind of get a good feeling of what people are doing and where people are going.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing that kind of helps me narrow down my players, like my guys, I guess, is I look at offenses that were high production in the prior year.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
that kind of will help. Um, like take for example, if you've got the 1.1, 1.2, it's I know back in the day that used to be everyone wanted the first pick.
Right.
Now nobody wants the pick, but
No.
it's crazy. But like now, I mean, I'm narrowing that down to like Bijan. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You're kind of sitting right there. That's
Mhm.
kind of a consensus pick. So I think doing that kind of helps. And if
Yeah.
you have like a draft 7th overall,
Mhm.
you know, do a few mock drafts and then kind of understand, Bijan, I'd mark him off. He's
Mhm.
probably not going to be there at 7 overall.
Mhm.
Just kind of having like a realistic expectation of about 3 or 4 guys that are really going to be right there.
Right.
Then when those guys are there, and let's say all 4 are there, that's great. Just makes your decision harder. But what if there's only 2? Well, then
Yeah.
that's a flip of the coin. Make it a little easier on yourself. But don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Exactly.
Trust
Yeah. It's a good way.
trust your info.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think like just a little layer to add to that is like just make your own rankings. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy. It's easy if you set your like make a rankings list, and then you don't have any panic picks. You can just go by who you like the most at that spot. And I think that's another big addition to like little tips for drafting.
Sure.
Which kind of segues into the next part is let the draft come to you. I think that's above all could be one of the biggest rules or tips is like don't fall into this. You have to draft hero RB, you have to draft hero wide receiver, because what happens when your pick gets to you and the people that you would take in that strategy aren't there? You got to reach for somebody that you shouldn't in that position. So let the
Mm-hmm.
draft come to you, see who's, and like you said with the mocks, do a couple mocks from a few spots and just get an idea. You don't have to do 100 of them. Get an
That's right.
idea for like where players are going, so you can kind of feel out how you can build your roster through your draft, because the draft is just the foundation of your team anyway.
That's right.
As the year goes on, you're gonna you're not going to have at least probably half your team there. But unless you somehow drafted perfect,
An amazing team.
yeah, you just draft the perfect team. And outside of mock drafts, like doing little like $1 and $2 best ball drafts throughout like the last month or so, that's another thing that I think helps a lot, because it's real drafts with real people and that have like a couple bucks on the line. So I think that helps kind of show you sort of where people are going as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, as I assume that's something you believe in as well.
I 100% believe, like, kind of what I mentioned earlier, like, don't overthink it part, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, when there's a run on certain players,
Mm-hmm.
you know, do your due diligence and look at that positional group and look at wide receivers and feel confident that there's still a good chunk there left.
Mm-hmm.
As to where, you know, right now, one thing I've kind of learned in this season is like running backs are scarce, like
Yeah.
very scarce,
Yeah.
and you need to grab them early.
Mm-hmm.
And I know your CDs, I know your Justin Jeffersons are going like 1 overall, but I mean, Malik is like going in the first rounds.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple of Nico Collins, and it's just like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And after you reach a certain point where you're into this, I don't want to say mid-range, but like you have your Derrick Henrys, which,
Yeah.
and it really, I should pause too and say this depends really if it's redraft or dynasty.
Of course.
But
Yes.
Derrick
Yeah.
Henry, 30-something-year-old running back,
Mm-hmm.
you know, redraft, you know, I'd feel confident nabbing. It's redraft.
100%. Derrick Henry is a cyborg. He's going to
That's
play
right.
till he's 40, and he's going to be in the first round till he's 40.
Correct.
He's a
Correct. Like,
cyborg.
don't be afraid to grab a Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you look after Derrick Henry, you notice, like, I like Chase Brown, but you have Chase Brown, and then it kind of gets into this weird abyss of your Joe Mixons, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, man, there's not a lot left. Go take your Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
You can go grab a wide receiver
Mm-hmm.
in the next round or so. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I would say. Like, just let the draft come to you. Don't force it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that positional group has plenty of depth and have realistic expectations in that next round that you're going to get 1 or 2 of those guys, maybe 3 of those guys come back to you. That's kind of the way I have always done it. And it's always worked out, but I don't reach. I don't reach. Don't reach for play.
Yeah. I feel like just to touch on the reaching, I feel like it's okay to a degree. I totally get like overreaching. There's so much value to be had. I think that's what you're looking for. Like, that's kind of the base of letting the draft come to you, is just value, rating on value. But like if you have a guy, like, you're having fun too. You have a guy you like, you want to watch him play, you're gonna root for. You can reach a couple rounds later and get him, or early, I guess I should say, and get him. That's okay. But yes, generally, look for your value. And like Derrick Henry, I have a ton of Derrick Henry. The return of the running back was last year, so I've grabbed tons and tons of Derrick. So, but yeah, it's a really easy way to draft and not feel like you panic. You do too much on one side or the other, and then you're left with like a really lopsided team. I found the better teams I've had is when I'm not strategizing my draft. I'm just I have my rankings, but I'm letting the draft come to me and just taking the value at the spot. And you mentioned Malik Neighbors. I am actually like very massive. I might be the leader of the Malik Neighbors fan club, even though I'm a Cowboys fan here, but I love Neighbors. So I am one of those guys who have gotten him in the first round this year too. But
no, hands down. I mean, listen, Malik Neighbors is incredible talent.
Yeah.
I guess where I was saying that it's just like there's just been a lot of wide receivers.
Yeah.
Kind of go in that first round that I just would grab a running back. And I've seen as late. I've seen Amon St. Brown go kind of in the second in a few drafts, which was a little odd. To me, that's value. I mean, if I can get Derrick Henry and Amon St. Brown, and this obviously we're talking redraft here.
Yes.
that's a phenomenal start. I mean, like I'm happy with that all day long.
I agree. Yeah, there you hit the nail on the head with the receivers because what you got Chase, Lamb, and Jefferson, and then like after that, I think I would probably prefer to just have my stud running back after those three are
Yes.
gone. I think might as well just take your stud running back now because you'll be able to get a receiver in the second. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, that is the letting the draft come to you strategy. And the third rule, so we'll move on to the third rule. I think this one's probably it might be the most important of all of them,
It
and
is
it's
definitely.
have fun, man. Have fun, even if there's money on the line. It's like your home leagues, you're drafting with your buddies, you're having a good time. Just enjoy it. Don't stress out. Like leave that to us. Leave that to the guys who are
Yes.
working and doing this. You just have fun. Enjoy it. Build your camaraderie with your friends. Have a fun draft. Watch the games. Eat your food. Drink your beer. Do whatever you got to do, and just enjoy it. That's what it's all about. That's what it was founded on. Is just
That's right.
having a good time. So, yeah. Have you had your home draft this or home league draft this year?
I'm
You have,
I'm
right?
I'm done.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
drafted and drafted. I am tapped
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
We have a family league that it's a redraft and we
Mhm.
have a trophy and everything. And
Mhm.
there's 8 teams, right?
Yeah.
Now I prefer 12
Mhm.
plus teams,
Me too.
but you know, with family, my wife plays
Yeah.
and we have cousins that play and all that. So it's
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
uh, a fun thing we do. But one thing we always do every Sunday is as a family, in New Orleans, that there's always food. There's always football on. So we're all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So it kind of adds a little extra there, and we're
Yeah.
we're kind of talking to each other and like,
Mhm.
oh man, look, somebody just went off. I'm gonna kick you, and we're just
Yeah.
kind of having fun with it. And then
Yeah.
there's bragging, of course, and then
Mhm.
you got to have the trophy. And although I
Yeah.
lost last year to one of our cousins,
Mhm.
but I will say I've won twice. I have won twice,
Nice.
inaugural
Nice.
year, and then the third year.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
and then I lost. Well, yeah, I was in the championship last year, but lost to
Mhm.
my wife's cousin, and then to her other cousin the year before. So
Cool.
it is
That's
what it
fun
is.
though. Yeah. Hey, and 8-man
It's,
leagues, people kind of hate on them, but
oh,
there is a different level, like a different side of strategy to like
yeah,
the smaller leagues like that. Cause now you're gonna have a loaded team. Now you gotta pick who you think. Like that's the most
gonna
I
go
think
off.
the start sit is probably the most important in those like 8 to 10 man leagues because
Yeah,
that's when you're gonna have a good roster as a whole generally. So now it's who do you want to play week in
yeah,
and week
yeah.
out, So it brings a different strategy, but I get it. I do prefer
And,
the bigger leagues.
and I want to say this too, and you had touched on this earlier. Like,
Yeah.
you know, this. I, I know we kind of went over this, but
Yeah.
this show is really for a lot of newbies,
Mhm.
folks that and veteran players too. Just if they want to learn some things, maybe we can add some value there to them. But
Yeah, of course.
it's for new people that are getting into fantasy football for the first time that are aggravated or agitated at, man, I don't know who to sit and start. I don't know what waiver. I don't know. Should I make this trade?
Yes.
We want to be those guys you can lean on to. I mean, reach out to us, DM us, or
Mhm.
reach us on Twitter or whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
You can find us. That is our Twitter handles up there above.
Yes. Yep.
And tag us.
Mhm.
And we'd love to answer your questions. And we want a boatload of questions, like
Yeah.
sitting starts, like, even for Sunday, I'm down for
Right.
that.
Right. Yes.
Monday games, Thursday, whatever. Just talk to us and let us take that burden off of you.
Yeah.
And let's have fun with it. And hopefully we win some championships together.
Yeah, yeah, that's the big goal here. We want to help you do better. You get into your if it's your first league, like shock some people and
That's right.
win some games, maybe win the trophy. That's what we're
That's
here to do, man.
it's all about the rings, baby.
It's all about the rings. Yes,
It's
it
all about
is.
the rings.
I know. Yeah, I'm excited to I'm excited for this year in my leagues too. I'm coming for some rings, man. But that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we hope that you guys are willing to go on this ride with us and
Yeah.
and listen. And like you said, reach out to us at any time. You can comment on the, on the videos, whatever it is. We'll be keeping an eye on everything, and we'll be more than happy to respond to you guys. And you can go to the fantasy sports advice site, and there's a lot of things in
Yes.
there too. A lot of like everyone's videos are on there. There's people write articles for everything on there. They do segments. We
Yeah.
have our rankings. We have all sorts of stuff. DFS stuff is on there. So yeah, just we'll plug it in here somewhere on the screen, and you can go take a look, and we can put it into the description as well for everybody to go find the site. So the second segment tonight we're gonna do is, because we're filming during the opening day of NFL right now, we've got my boys right here. We've got my boys playing the Eagles tonight. So we wanted to go over a couple of guys to kind of start this start sit thing, and just quickly go over this game and give a player or two or three, however many we feel like, who we really feel comfortable starting and who we just like in the matchups tonight. So with that being said, I'm going to let you start with that and give them the guy you like the most.
I'm not going to get cute. I'm not going to get fancy. I'm going to just keep it simple. I Saquon Barkley. That's who I'm going with. That's who I'm going with.
Yeah.
I think he has a good game tonight. It's always hard to predict the very first game because you don't know what and how the teams are going to look. But if I had to put my money where my mouth is, I just feel Saquon is going to have a decent game. I think we see at least one tush push.
Yes. Oh, at least
one.
Yeah. They want to. They want to show off because of the offseason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're going, and it's against my boy. They're gonna want to hit that as many times as they can.
Absolutely.
We'll see like 6 of them tonight, I bet.
I'm interested in seeing the Cowboys run game. I'm really I'm not the biggest Deonte Williams guy.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see Blue. If he even I think he'll get on the field, but
yeah, for sure.
I'm curious to see what that looks like. But I'm going to keep it simple and just kind of safe and just go with Saquon for tonight.
Yeah.
And if he totally bombs, then we'll edit that out. So
yeah, we'll just cut that out of the video. Yeah. Listen, Dallas got Kenny Clark now. Okay, so Saquon's cooked. All right.
Yep.
No, I like it. It's two good teams, and they both, we know what they are. Most people do. Everybody. It's probably the two most popular teams in football right now, up there with the Chiefs. So, and it's the first game. So yeah, you don't have to get super cute. I like the Barkley pick. Dallas has been terrible against the run for a few years, so it's not a bad choice. If I were going to take mine, it's really close between Lamb and Pickens. But I'm nervous about Lamb only because I feel like they're going to so hyper focus on him. The defense is going to, with the run game being a question mark for Dallas. But that opens up my dog Pickens. I think he's the guy I like tonight to get a touchdown. And I mean, I could see him getting 80 yards at least. He's going to be he's on a team with a quarterback who knows how to throw the ball and doesn't have an offensive coordinator who wants to run pass, and let the defense take care of business. And Dak's going to be the most accurate passer I think he's ever had, and he can catch the ball from anywhere within a 10-foot radius of his hands. So I think they're going to need to lean on him a bit because of the Lamb focus. But Lamb, if they have to, this is why it's a toss-up, because if they have to focus on Pickens, then that opens up Lamb. This is the big thing that makes this offense dangerous, is there's two options that are just how do you stop them both? But I think they'll make Pickens do it. They're going to force Dak to throw it to Pickens more often. So I like him tonight. I really like his matchup tonight.
Yeah. No, I'm curious. And after it just hit me that your head coach is
Shoddy.
Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what that looks like for Dallas.
Me too. I know he's brought a whole new culture in, which is something that they desperately needed, because Mike McCarthy was just like that guy who's there. Yeah, he's over in the corner of the room. No one really notices he's there. And Shoddy has been like he's brought a whole new energy. I really think that Dallas actually has a chance to win this game, even though I'm not trying to be a homer about it. It's becoming one of those things where it's such a landslide of people thinking they're just toast and stuff like that, especially in the opener. A lot of things happen.
What do you think the score is?
It's probably, if Dallas wins, it'll be a lower scoring game, probably like low 20s. If they win, it's gonna be like a high scoring game. I think like mid 30s, 35-33, something like that. Because that's how they're gonna have to win. They're gonna have to do it,
I think.
Or I mean, sorry, I think I did that. Eagles. If the Eagles win, it's going to be a high scoring affair. That's what I meant to say.
My first intuition is 27-14 Eagles.
Yeah.
That's where I lean. Okay.
Yeah.
But I just don't see how the Cowboys couldn't at least score 21.
Yeah.
But I'm going 27-14.
27-14.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's what's coming to me right now, man.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that.
Hey man, no bias here. I put this on for the inaugural show just to have some fun, but no bias here. Yeah. If I was gonna pick a score though,
pick it.
I'd say logic will tell me, if we're going to be logical, I'd say like 27-23 Philly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not far.
Yeah.
We're not far off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
27-23 Philly. I think, Dallas gets the last touch and they don't do it. So that's kind of my life with them. So that's how, if I'm being just complete logic, that's where I'm going. But if Dallas wins, it's going to be a little different. But yeah.
Watch this game be like Dallas 42 to like 20 something.
My favorite. It would shut everyone up. That's like the biggest thing. I wouldn't have to hear it for a week. It'd be awesome.
I got to ask though, because we don't. Cowboys fans do this every year. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of poking a little here, but
yeah, no, all means.
Is this the year?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's always the year.
You heard it here first on the first episode.
The first episode.
It is Dallas's year.
This year. Yeah. No, probably not. In a couple though, if Dallas is always good at drafting, in a couple years, if those picks they traded Parsons for are at least half of them are like good players, then maybe.
We haven't even touched that, man.
Yeah. It's been a busy 7 days talking about the old Parsons trade. Knee-jerk reaction. I put a TikTok out about it, but I can go over it really quickly. Knee-jerk reaction. I was not happy. I was like looking for another team, but I thought about it for about a day and a half, and it's actually not. It's a smart move. It's a smart move. You're going to pay a non-quarterback $47 million a year, and you can phase him out of the game. As good as he is, big games he doesn't show up that much, and he can get phased out because he's terrible at the run defense. So you run at him.
How old is Micah Parsons?
26, I believe it was. 26.
Okay. So he's fairly okay.
Yeah, he's in his prime, and I completely understand the flack that Dallas has caught for it. I get it, but you got to make tough decisions, man. You got to make bold moves. Something's got to change. How many rings do they have with him on the team, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. That's one thing you have to take as a. I mean, I'm a Texan fan, for crying out loud. this is a business first and foremost.
Yeah.
And obviously we all want our teams to be, on the same page, getting the best players and winning games. I've come to the realization a long time ago that not every single player is going to be kept, and there's going to be some very difficult decisions.
Yeah.
But one thing I'll say is in the NFL, as long as you have a quarterback, you always have a standing chance in this game.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Micah Parsons. I mean,
Yeah.
I came from the day we released J.J. Watt, and he went to Arizona, and that sucked, man. And
yeah,
that I saw Andre Johnson go play for the Colts and the Titans.
Yeah.
You still love that player, right? And I respect Micah, but at the end of the day, I mean, he didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
And making him stay here, or making him stay in Dallas, I should say, he wasn't going to give it 100% in Dallas. He didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So, listen, I know it sucks. Move on. Get what you can for it.
Yeah.
But just make sure you hit those picks. And look, you still got CD. You still got Dak. The run game, we're going to see. We're going to see tonight.
Yeah.
Pickens, good quality wide receiver too.
Yeah.
Ferguson's a good tight end.
Yeah.
You've got pieces, I think. It's just these are just those type of decisions that they're going to happen, man.
You got to make them.
You got to make them, bro.
Someone's got to. And the teams that play really well, I mean, even just as recent as like Chiefs and if you look back at like the Tom Brady days, they didn't have like some massively star-studded roster. They had a quarterback, and then they had just great depth, like great defensive depth and rotation. Like that's where you really win it, I think. Like, yes, the stars are great to have, and they'll help you, especially the clutch players. I mean, shoot, look at Eli Manning, right? Like all it took was some clutch, and he won 2 rings. But it's paying a ton of money to just a few players and having to struggle with the rest of your team, I don't think it's not a great strategy. Bengals, they need something at defense. Luckily they were smart and made it work with Hendrickson, but like that's if they just did something at defense and just built some depth, they'd be competing for Super Bowls every year.
And that's the thing is when you have a quarterback like you mentioned the Chiefs and the Bengals, you're always going to have that fighting chance. It's when you have to pay that quarterback. And to me, my personal opinion, I'm paying that quarterback over a defensive stud any day, hand over fist. It's just,
right.
Look, I mean, you want to know what a bad team looks like. You look at the Cleveland Browns, and that's not a position anybody wants to be in. And they've got Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
No offense to Myles Garrett, great player, but
love Myles Garrett. I'd have paid $47 million to Myles. I think maybe that one I'd get.
I get it, but the problem is Myles Garrett alone's not going to take you to a Super Bowl. I mean, you can probably get close if you can handle the quarterback situation correctly. But brother, you got to have a quarterback. I mean, it's not a coincidence that it's Lamar, Patrick, Josh. I'm going to throw my guy CJ Stroud in there, who gets a ton of hate all of a sudden, like ranked really low. Not a fan of that.
I don't think last year wasn't his fault. I mean, he never had his full receiving core together, and his O-line is just, what were they doing? Getting rid of, they've made some weird moves at O-line, but like his O-line's been not great. Like he doesn't have the defense. I'll give them that. They've actually built a pretty good defense now, but like his supporting cast has been tough, and people don't think of little things like scheming and coaching, and there's a lot of that stuff too. Like system has a big effect on quarterbacks as well.
There is you're 100% correct, and that's the thing that a lot of people are quick to dismiss. I feel, anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence ranked higher than CJ Stroud, and I'm just like, what? I'm baffled, I guess. But I watch the Texans a lot more than most.
Yeah,
they're my team.
Right.
But, I mean, I know for a fact Bobby Slowick, who was fired, was on fire his first year, but he never evolved the offense.
Yeah.
And he never played to the strengths of C.J. Stroud. And he never let C.J. Stroud audible at the line of scrimmage, which is really interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you had a offensive line coach that was fired because he didn't do his job and get the offensive line, coached up and doing its job. And I know people knocking the Texans for trading Laramie Tunsil, but it's kind of similar to your Micah Parsons situation.
Yes.
Well, if we pay Laramie Tunsil, I can't pay my cornerback one, Derek Stingley, who's like a top 3 cornerback in the NFL.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're not going to have it all.
Yeah.
You
can't.
I understand that having a left tackle protect your franchise quarterback is important. It is 100%. But maybe the right coach, maybe the wrong coach was not doing his job, and that's why he was fired. Bringing a new head coach, a new offensive line coach to train up what you have and get better production. I mean, those are business decisions you got to make. And
100%. There's so much business that goes into all of this that a lot of people just they don't you don't think about those sort of things, which is understandable. I mean, who cares about that stuff? We want to see the fun stuff on the field, right? But yeah, I feel for Stroud because I was a big fan of him coming into the league. Houston that was like one of the best moves in a draft I've seen, getting Stroud and coming up and getting Anderson. Like that's such a great 1-2 combo in the draft. Like that was awesome. And he had a really good first year, and then sophomore slumps are almost inevitable. They happen. And he had they've always got to have more often than not, they need an adjustment period. The defense is going to adjust to them. They've got to start learning to adjust themselves. So yeah, I think this year Stroud, as long as he can stay on his feet, I think he's going to be able to win the hearts of people, win them back over again. So yeah. Yeah, well, we kind of rambled on that one.
No, it's all good. Yeah,
that's what we're here for, right?
Right.
Before we do our, we head out, I wanted to see if, I know this wasn't in our show sheet. I kind of just came up with this one really quick in my head here.
Let's do it.
What's just like one start sit matchup this week that you really love, like a guy you really want to start?
Man, hype, you're putting me on the spot right now.
Yeah.
And because I'm going to tell you, as of right now, I haven't even looked at my lineup
okay
yet today. So
okay, no problem.
I am really late, but let me just one that I'm just kind of eyeing, or one that I'm deadlocked, like this guy's going to produce.
Yeah, you can go with that. Yeah, you can pick somebody.
I am really intrigued. I'm going to take this one from the home state now. I'm really intrigued to see what Rattler and the Saints do against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
I want to see. I've always have a buddy that I don't mean to ramble here, but we've had talks all off season, and I've always thought Rattler was going to win the job. And I know a lot of people were like, well, but they spent the 40th pick overall on Shuck. And I'm like, I understand, but this quarterback draft was exceptionally weak this year. They had no choice. They had to take a quarterback. But anyways, I'm very intrigued with seeing what Rattler does now with a team that I'm not going to say is better, right?
Yeah.
But who's going to have Rashid Shaheed, who's going to have Chris Olave, who's going to have Kamara, who's going to have a consistent head coach. Because you've got to remember
Johnson too.
Juwan Johnson. Yeah. I think you're going to see, and I'm not, please, for the life of me, I'm not advocating in league MVP here, okay?
Right.
I'm just saying, I think what you saw last year with Rattler, with having Dennis Allen as a head coach,
Yeah.
not good. Then you he got fired, turned it over to your special teams guy, who was a huge hoorah guy.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. That's fine, whatever. Just wasn't good. Inconsistency in the play calling. You had multiple injuries. It was just a bad situation for a rookie to go into.
Yeah.
I think with stability this year, I think you have the potential to see somebody produce in a different light than you were kind of expecting. I'm not saying that you're seeing Patrick Mahomes, okay? But I don't think he's going to be as horrible as people want him to be, I guess, or perceive him to be.
Yeah.
Again, that's probably the I'm intrigued with that one a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I said when I pointed to myself here, Mr. Me Too. Yeah. I totally. I was on a show with Tyler about at the start of camp for these guys here at FSAN, and they were doing the training camp battles. And I said from the beginning that Spencer Rattler will win that job. He's been there. He knows the offense. He knows the system. He's gonna, and now he gets a full year as the one, getting to practice with the ones, getting to be involved as the one. They could really, and Rattler was what, the year before his senior year, he was like one of the favorites in the league in college. He was huge.
Look, so it's interesting you say that, because when he was at Oklahoma, there were talks of him when he was going to come out. If he were to come out, he was like a potential number one overall selection.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he lost the job to Caleb Williams. I believe that's correct.
I believe so, yeah.
So he transferred over to South Carolina.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams transferred over to USC, oddly enough. So at South Carolina, Rattler kind of was – it wasn't easy, right? He had some challenges, but then he kind of rose. He fought through it. I think he played decent. Yeah. But I just think there's just some untapped potential in Spencer. And look, if he's played this whole year, 18 games, and he just looks absolutely horrible, well, now we know for sure what he is and who he is.
Yeah.
But I don't think in 7 games with the amount of turmoil that team was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't care who you are. There wasn't anybody that was saving the Saints last year. I'm sorry. It just wasn't.
No.
Not even Tom Brady. It was just bad.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'm just going to add a bonus, and I'm going to stop rambling. But another guy, not a matchup, but I am curious to see, is my guy. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know who I'm talking about. The one and only wide receiver for the Raiders, Deonte Thornton. I was called buffoon, crazy, absolutely no way in snowball's chance in hell that he would ever beat out Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker. And I'm baffled by that, because my opinion is if you look up Jacoby, I don't know why I want to say Jacoby Jones, but Jacoby Myers and Christian Kirk's numbers, they look odd. They look very close and similar to each other.
Yeah.
But it's just this weird Jacoby Myers fanism. And I believe he's 29. You might want to check me on that.
I think it's 28. I believe it's 28.
Yes. 28. I think he's in year 6 or 7, I believe.
6. I think you're right. Yeah, okay. I think it's 6. Yeah.
And out of those years, he's had one season, which just so happened to be last year, while he was the only wide receiver in town to have 1,000 yards. I just don't think like there's this fountain of greatness that is in Jacoby Myers. So that's just me, and I'm just being blunt about it. And this may end up not making a lot of people happy. But
well, I do hear you. So unfortunately for you, you're talking to a Jacoby Myers guy right now.
Oh man, great!
I love me some Jacoby. No, I totally get your angle. I know exactly what you're saying. My defense for him is, in all of these years, he had like Tom Brady's last year when he was under the radar on the team. And then what? He's kind of had like Mac Jones, and then whatever the ensemble on the Raiders was last year and the year before. Like, he hasn't had a real and then once he finally was the guy, even with like Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell throwing him the ball last year, he had a great year. And
Yeah.
every year he's got just a better year and a better year.
Mhm.
I think this year with Geno, he's good. But to Thornton, he is the wide receiver 2 on the team. That is the official depth chart right now. Is
Who's wide receiver 1?
It's Jacoby.
Okay, it is Jacoby.
Jacoby is the one,
Okay.
and then Thornton's the 2. But
Okay.
I mean, that's as long as Thornton's going to be good. I also believe in Thornton as well. I think this Raiders offense is going to surprise a lot of people this year. So, for
I
the most
think
part,
they will.
yeah,
I think they definitely will.
yeah,
I'm giving just a lot of flack for just an absolute. There was just so many absolute no ways.
right.
And I'm like, yeah,
Right.
this guy, there's only 2 other wide receivers that has his stats and measurables, and it's Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah,
And it's like, that's pretty good company to be
yeah.
in. And people, well, look at him in Tennessee. I'm like, I understand that, but
Mhm.
measurables do matter. And in the NFL, when you're 6'7", 6'7",
Yeah,
I mean, that is a huge
6'7".
target. And you
Yeah.
have a quarterback that is very accurate throwing the ball deep.
Mhm.
It's like when you find the perfect puzzle pieces, like, tell me why it doesn't fit. And it's because, well, Jacoby Myers.
Right.
Well, okay, but Jacoby Myers doesn't have the same, in my opinion, this is just me
Yeah.
hype, okay?
Yeah.
Doesn't have the same measurables as Thornton.
Agreed.
I think Jacoby Myers is an excellent under the route type of wide receiver.
Mhm.
Wide receiver 2, kind of.
Yeah.
If he's my wide receiver 2, I'm happy.
Yeah.
If Jacoby Myers is my wide receiver 1, I'm still looking for my wide receiver 1.
Mhm.
If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, I get it. I totally
That's
understand.
just me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm getting you for Christmas, though.
Okay. All right. Something Jacoby Myers related. Okay. Yeah.
Definitely Jacoby Myers.
Yeah. So then, we kind of got sidetracked slightly there, but
Yes.
to jump on to just a matchup, just a quick a start decision that I like. I've started something on my X profile called sneaky matchups of the week, and I just pick a player from each position and a defense that I like. Anyway, to get through this, I just wanted to throw out the one that's my favorite this week, and it's Keon Coleman. I think the Bills are going to come out hot. They're going to want to prove like we got it, like this is our year. Baltimore, a lot of people don't realize they sneakily allowed the second most yards in passing last year per game. It's going to probably be a shootout. I think there's going to be a ton of points scored in this game. Josh Allen, like I said, he's going to be wanting to make a statement. And Coleman's got his second year in the system. He's like a lot of people argue with Shakir, but I think he's the guy who Allen wants to get the ball to him. And he's got the ability, especially in the red zone, to get all sorts of scores. So this week, to open up the year, I think Keon Coleman's a guy that you should, and he's going to be like your flex guy. Like start him, put him in, and I think he's going to win a couple people some weeks some weeks this week. he's gonna win some matchups this week for people.
I think Keon Coleman is an interesting wide receiver because I think a lot of people are off on him.
Yeah,
and I like Keon Coleman. I love the fact that there's opportunity in Buffalo.
Yeah,
and a high power offense with a quarterback that likes to throw the ball.
Oh
and I know Shakir has done what he's done, but they drafted Keon for a reason, and I don't think that story's been finished yet.
No.
So I think Keon's somebody to definitely keep your eye on.
Yeah, 100%. He's gonna bring it this year. I think I have tons of shares in him in the leagues that I drafted in this year. So there's a reason for it, and I think that he's going to become like Allen's that Allen and Diggs connection. I think that's gonna be Coleman's gonna start filling that role. But yeah, we've been going on. We've been rambling for what now, 50 minutes here. I figure we can probably just recap a little bit. Again, what we're trying to do for you guys, win you some leagues, keep it simple for the people that are just getting into it, and we'll still have some stuff for the deeper analytic stuff and the experts, veterans of fantasy as well. Try to make everybody happy as much as we can, but we do want to focus on the the newer, the people that are a little newer to fantasy. So yeah, it's I'm happy to go on this journey with you and start this show on the site and everything. And yeah, it's already been fun.
Look, if you watch this episode, obviously call me out on Myers, Thornton. I'm down for it. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think watching the Dallas game is going to be fun. Hopefully Saquon does what he needs to do. Hopefully George Pickens does what he needs to do. And touching base back to what you were just saying, guys, ask us questions. This show is really for you all, and bring us questions. I mean, that's all we really would love to have, is go over tons of sit and starts, trades, fantasy, waiver wires. I know it's kind of early for trades right now just because it's week one. Man, if you've got these ridiculous trade requests, send them our way and let us review them. We'll shout you out on the show.
For sure.
We don't mind doing that. This is all for you guys and girls. Let us help you. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So we're
interactive.
Very interactive.
Interactive. I think that's a good way for us to put it. We're trying to be very interactive. We want you involved just as much. Like everybody who's watching, so you can ask away. Again, we could maybe we'll do a segment where we feature questions and stuff. And
sure, I think that would be rad, man.
We'll get some stuff involved so people can get involved and things like that for sure. I'm looking very much forward to it, and
absolutely,
yeah, it's going to be a great time. So, any last parting words that you would like to leave them with?
Absolutely. Go Texans.
Yeah.
Texans 34-27 against the Rams.
Oh, okay.
Texans and Lions Super Bowl.
Oof, okay.
Hey, bro, look, it's there's only one way to get to home base, and that's to hit a home run the first show, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, those are some pretty good parting words.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, a little bold, but that's what we're here for, right?
Yep, that's what we're here for, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think the Bills make the Super Bowl, and I think this is the year they might finally do it. And they play the Cowboys and get beat. No, hopefully the Cowboys make it. Probably not this year, but if it's not them, I'd say I think this is the year of finally. The Lions and the Bills, they play each other in the Super Bowl. Somebody finally does it. I think this is going to be the year of finally.
I would be down for that too.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see the Chiefs.
Yeah, and it's not. I agree because I love what Mahomes has done to the game. Like he's just, it's so fun to watch him play, and it's not a Chiefs hater. I just want to see new. I want new. I just want someone else in there playing the game. Give us something fresh. But yeah. Well, thanks for anyone who watched and joined us in this, and we hope to see more of you guys around. Like Chris said, again, interact. Hit us up, DM us, message us, show us trades, ask us start sits, whatever it is. We're here for you. That's the whole point of this. We're here to be for you as much as possible. So thank you for watching. We'll be back again hopefully next week. This show was a little scrambled, I would say. It's been a scramble to kind of get things together. Yeah, so it's going to smooth out the more we get going here. So we promise it'll be a little better structured as we go. But so to stop rambling on, thank you. And how about them Cowboys?
Go, bro. Let's go.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
All right, man.
Later.